So we are now recording, and we are in the house today. We've got three very special guests here. And as it turns out, it's turned out that we were going to have some other special guests that are going to come in the house, courtesy of my Kong brother Shawn Wetzel, my partner in crime. We're going to work this out, but see right here, we have this guy here. This guy's a special dude. His name is Qure. Okay.
Yeah.
Qure is about to
the core.
His name is Essentia. You guys all see that? And then
that's right. He's gonna walk out of here with a skirt on.
These guys are our special guests today on the Kong Family Show. And then what do you have there? You've got Qure.
9.5 Qure. I mean, come on. Whoever came up with that needs to be Dave Chappelle slapped. Okay, and I'm rocking the pure and pristine imported from the earth. Come on, man. And this is our local University of Montana marketing their highly anticipated and acidifying reverse osmosis water, man.
Oh, right.
Golly, Miss Molly. Thumbs down indeed. What's up, Junior? Looking handsome over there, my man. Yeah, you and your dad look like Batman and Robin, bud. And then look, Penta. They couldn't sell this nonsense, so they had to knock it 50% off, and it's still $2.
Yeah.
And then again, Vio is just about to get taken down like Jimmy Superfly Snuka back in the WWF days.
Yeah.
All right, I love it, kids. Okay, so
start us off, JJ.
You're going to start off there, and I'm going to start off here. We're going to pour out.
Yeah, no, JJ, you start. You start.
JJ, show me the way, Peter Frampton.
What the heck did I do with that lid? It just went a-flying. Okay, so right now we've got Purified. We're putting him in the house right here. Purified. And our brother Essentia. We're going to throw him in the house now too. As you can see, I'm just opening these up. They were fresh, store-bought yesterday. I got to open up several doors for people automatically yesterday, create lots of laughs while I was trying to get these things in the house. It was awesome. Nothing like it, kids. You know, when you get a chance to open up an automatic door for somebody and say, hey, let me open up that door for you. It's fun. You know, you go in with lots of laughs. But so first off, we just poured Purified, Essentia, and Qure into the house. And what we're going to do here is we're going to bring out our trusty ORP meter. And hey, Shawn, while you're in there, because you're really good with this stuff, I want you to give everybody an explanation of what this little ORP meter means.
Okay. Yeah, and JJ, tell us what it says as far as the reading, because it's kind of hard to read. So also tell us what you're seeing as the reading.
Yeah, I'll gladly handle the mic there, folks. Again, welcome to the Kong Family Show, the Kong Family Saturday Special Lab, mind you. We're going to be breaking down the antioxidant properties of some of these bottled waters companies out there. But what we're really going to do is expose how oxidizing these punks are, and how when you're drinking these things, you're not only not quenching your thirst, you're dehydrating from within. Kong's Lab, that's my Franken Lab kind of thing. So JJ and I both have these two respective tools here. These wonderful devices are called ORP meters, which are oxidation reduction potential meters. The fancy way of saying antioxidant.
And Shawn, right now you're getting a negative 670 reading. Is that the Kangen water it's in?
Yes.
Yeah, that was my Kangen 11.5. My 2.5 is not, I don't think he's living on like an aquifer, which is like Kangen on an aquifer is like Jerry Curl on Eddie Murphy back in the day. They just went together, man. They just. Okay, so each time JJ is going to test each of these respective interviewees, and I use the words respective quite loosely. We're going to determine the antioxidant or oxidizing properties. Now, he's going to do the best he can to put that meter up to the screen, but I need you to pay attention to that left side, if you please. Right now, he's got a positive 950, so my power...
That right there was just the air.
So, see,
So
my
now
power...
we're in the core. This is the core.
Okay, so
You
that's
see
it.
what we
It's
got there?
Yeah, now let me continue. Let me preface this for you, bud, and then I'll turn you loose like, what was that? Loverboy? Yeah, turn you loose. That's right, Canadian rock stars. Anybody in the house? Okay, so finally, he's going, if it's positive, it's oxidizing you. It's like a browning of an apple that you cut in half. It's the rusting of a nail. That's illustratively what I need you to understand for your body. Do you want your inner apple to brown? Do you want your inner nail to rust? Of course not. When you get to the negative, he's going to intermittently put it back into Kangen water, and you're going to see it jump to negative. Now, anything under 0 is an antioxidant. The best way I can describe that as far as things you should be familiar with, vitamin C is about a negative 50 to negative 80. And a lot of us take vitamin C, or at least understand the proponents of why we should take vitamin C. Green tea, anywhere from 80 to about negative 80 to negative 120. Cod liver oil. Ooh, I had an uncle back in the day who told me it was good for me. I took a drink of that, and then I tried to chase it down with a Hershey bar. Cod liver oil do not go well together, and when you're 9, you learn that the hard way. So look for the minus. That's good. Look for no minus sign. That's bad. We're going to keep it simple here in Kong's lab today. And Julio and family are rocking down the highway like the Doobie Brothers. That's right. Okay, cool.
So what do we got? We're in the core. We're interviewing Qure right now. What does he say?
That's a positive
480.
480.
Positive.
Positive. That is an oxidant, and that ranks up there with your pops, guys. That ranks up there with your power, your energy drinks, so to speak. We've got to start paying attention to what we're putting into our bodies. And if we can just simply understand the concept of putting something in our bodies is drying us from the inside out, is dehydrating us. Why? Today's show is really wanting to expose the bottled water fraud. That's what we're trying to do for you, so you all can dig on the reality of creating fresh Kangen water for the rest of your life. So giddy up, my man. What do you got next? We rock Qure to the core. Qure got exposed. He's buck naked, standing over there with no raincoat. You know what I mean? Covering up like Adam in the Garden of Eden.
So there was Qure. Now here's Essentia.
Oh, man. Essentia is essentially a big fraud as well.
He's right there in the 300 area on the positive side.
Hey, let me interject here, too. I think it's something for the consumer and the public to know. From a bottled water standpoint, you got to dig on this. It might be spring water when you bottle it. If it's RO or distilled water, you should by now be savvy enough to know that you only use that for your CPAP machines and maybe watering your plants. But that's it. You do not drink it, okay? And as far as that goes, if it's a domestic, look at that, 269. And which one's that, JJ? Positive?
This one is the Essentia.
Essentia. You guys, domestically, 18 to 24 months is the time that bottled water sits in that bottle from the time it's filled and capped to the time we crack it as a consumer. A year and a half to 2 years. Now dig on this without the shovel. If it's imported, if it's Evian, if it's Fiji, you guys understand it's 24 months to 36 months that it's sitting in that bottle. And we ain't even getting into the transportation, temperature, degree of variation. I mean, it's crazy. They're in hot, they're in cold. And then next thing you know, they're throwing them out in front of Albertsons in cases in 90-degree weather. And we buy it. Why? Because it's on sale. And we're thinking poor. We're not investing in health. We're thinking, hey, I can get this for cheap. And they cultivate us to do that. They want us to stay poor. If we're poor in spirit, then we're poor financially. You know,
Amen.
Amen, man. So I'm telling you, Kangen water is more than just water. It's a mindset. It's understanding by putting the most powerful substance in the planet in your body daily, your machine starts to operate at levels that we just get used to not operating on. And we tell ourselves we're old, or we tell ourselves we're just out of shape and all that stuff. Man, we've got to start changing our narrative. We got to start, what is that? Negative.
Okay, so JJ, go ahead and talk there so we can see the negative.
That right there, you guys, that is Kangen water. Wow. That's what you're getting out of Kangen water. And this Kangen water has been sitting out in the air now for about 15 minutes at least.
That's a negative, over negative 800.
Yes. And so now we're going back to the strong acidic Kangen water, and look at what it does. See
So
how
this is the strong acidic water that kills all your germs and flesh-eating bacteria. That's a positive 1100. So I'll stop talking. You talk, JJ, so we can see your screen there.
And so, yeah, those high readings that you see, that's an acidic water, and it's got a positive. See how it's got a positive reading, kids? You don't want to drink this water. We get this water out of the Kangen water machine, but we don't drink it. We use it to gargle with. We use it to get rid of our sore throats. We use it to get rid of toothaches. We use it for stuff like that. We use it to kill all kinds of bacteria. It even kills MRSA, you guys. It's the most powerful bacteria there is, or bacteria killing thing that there is in the world. And that's what we use this water for. See what you're seeing there, kids? A huge, high, positive ORP. And then I switch it over here to the exact opposite that comes out of the machine, and look where it goes. See that negative number there, kids?
So this is the Kangen water again?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. It's up there, negative 800 plus. This right
Yeah,
here.
that's Kangen, right, Jade?
This is Kangen water. Yes, this is the 11.5 Kangen water. I'm trying to demonstrate to everybody.
Just a second.
We are, you know, these are the two opposite ends of the spectrum, kids. These are the strongest alkaline water that you're going to find in the world. And then back to the other side of the spectrum, the strongest acidic water that you're going to find out there in the world. You know, you got to go to battery acid to get stronger acidity right here, kids. And you don't want to be drinking battery acid. You don't want to be gargling with battery acid. You don't want to be brushing your teeth with battery acid. But cool thing is, you can do it with Kong. Pretty cool. Now we're gonna go back to these again. We're going to Purified. We gotta interview Purified. Where is he at? Where is Purified at? Holy moly, look at him. Purified water. This is purified water right here, kids. See that? You see the number we're getting on that? What is it?
Purified should be Shuri lied.
Look at that, a positive 700. This is right there with battery acid. And here in just a minute, we're going to show you guys visually what's going on with these waters. Because there's Purified, and now here's Essentia again. What's Essentia doing? Essentia's up there at 400, 450 positive. But notice there's no negative mark there, kids. And if there isn't a negative mark, it's bad. It's really bad.
And we're drinking, and we're paying top dollar for it, you guys.
Yes.
What? We're just throwing money away. We're just asking our health to take a dive. No wonder we want free health care or universal health care. We've got to realize the ease with which we can start taking absolute control of our own health, and it all starts with water. We start with water. Our health recovery, transformation to health starts with water. Look at that. That's the, which one's that, JJ?
This one's the Essentia.
Okay, so it's back to about a 365 or so.
Okay, and now we're going to go back to the core. And hey, Clarence Williams, my brother, you're not even here today, but you're going to see this. Replay as it comes out. But here's your two favorite brothers right here, Qure and Essentia, and look at what the numbers are on them. This is
that stuff's worse than Dasani almost.
This is Qure. Qure is, you know, you're better off drinking the Essentia than you are the Qure, but but they're both bad for you.
They're both aging you. It's just the lesser of two evils. It's which one's aging you faster, which one's aging you slower. There's
So
still
one last little go around for these guys, okay? Because we're finished with our interview here in just a minute, at least as far as ORP is concerned. He's done with his job. Okay?
We got my guests over here as well, bud.
Absolutely. We're going to go to those guys too. We got to interview them as well. This is a cool show today. We're interviewing all these kids. And so here we are. We're at a positive 450 on the core. We're at a positive, what is it, 3-something.
40, 330.
Yeah, so right there in that 300 positive range. Remember, you guys, anything above 0 is oxidizing your body. And then here we are to Purified.
Yep.
And look at what's Purified doing for us.
380. High 380s knocking on 4.
And yeah,
just don't answer the door.
Okay, so that pretty much does what we need to do. And one last time, here we're going to the Kong's water. This is Kong. You see that negative number, kids? Everybody, pay attention to that negative, that little negative mark right there. That little negative mark is everything. If you don't have that little negative mark there, you've got problems, okay?
Negative 800.
And then when we switch over to the strong acidic, this is the other Kangen water. This is the most powerful disinfectant that there is in the world. It even kills MRSA. This is the stuff that gets rid of toothaches. I'm living, breathing proof of that happens. Because I had a really bad toothache and I got rid of it with this, and that toothache has never come back. So anyway, there we go. ORP has ran his course and he has taken care of his business and showed everybody what needs to be shown. And now, here's our buddy, this guy right here. This is our buddy PH. And he is now going to do the rest of the interview on this end of the gig. And then we're going to switch over to Shawn's Kong lab that he's got going over there. And we're going to do some more tests for you.
Real fast, JJ.
But right here, you guys, I'm going to slide these all into position.
JJ, hang tough, man. Go ahead, bring it, Julio.
I was just going to say, you know, to interject something, I actually used the acidic water yesterday to disinfect my son's finger, who he's biting his nails and he had a little cuticle and he ended up getting infection, had a bunch of green nasty stuff in there. So my son, I made my son a believer last night because he's like, Dad, no way. So he was just sitting there doing the soaking and soaking and soaking, and it proved to be effective. On top of that, so this is a testimony that I'm telling you guys, you know, on top of that, I just want to say that this is officially became my favorite episode of the Kong Show, not because I'm on, not because I have all you guys on here, you know what I'm saying, and talking, but because of the special guest that you got. This ranks up there with the Sam Tran interviews. They're really, really high because these guys are spilling all the beans, and because of the microscope that they're being put under, you know, they're spilling all the beans and they're giving the world and showing the world the truth on what's fake and what's real. And Kong is it, baby. That's it.
My man.
Amen. So let's
like Lenny Kravitz told you to
the last little portion of what we've got going over here on our end in Kong's lab, okay? We're going to PH. We want PH to have his say. He's got to do his questioning. He's got to put his side of the equation into the deal, right? Okay, so over here on this far side, we've got the strong acidic Kangen water, hypochlorous acid. Right here, we have the strong pH, Kangen water, 11.5. Right here, we have the Purified. Right here, we have the Essentia. And right here, we have the good old Qure. Okay, and so if you take a look at these things, if you look at this right here, the Qure, you look at the color of it. Can you see the color? It's like a blue color. Okay, here's Qure, and here is the Essentia, and it's got the bluish color and even a purplish color. Okay, because this Essentia here, it's 9.5 pH. Okay, so that 9.5 pH, and then this purified water, this is just RO water, but look at the color of it. Look at the color of this water. It is like a yellowish, barely green, and this is right there in the acidic department. See the difference between these two? This, you can't really see it all that well with the light, but this one is yellow, and this is very strong acidic water, as the ORP meter showed. And then, of course, right here we got Kong. Okay, and he's been sitting out for quite a while, but what I want to show you guys real quick, like right here, especially with this Essentia, because it appears that it's nice alkaline water. Okay, but watch this. I'm going to take this straw and I'm going to start blowing some air into this, and I'm going to also do the same thing with this strong Kangen water. I'm going to blow air into them both.
So I think it's starting to change to JJ, the screen's on me, so say something, so because it's not showing what's happening there.
That is one breath.
There you go. So you blew into it and it changed to yellow.
One breath of air, and I blew it all into this. Now look at the difference in the color. It was just a minute ago, it was like a purple color. Now you see that it is now yellow. It's right there with the strong acidic. You see the difference? This is the strong acidic water that we just showed you that had a 1100 ORP. Okay, now check this out, you guys. I'm going to do the exact same thing right here with Kong. Okay, this is Kong's water. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take a nice big breath and I'm going to blow it in.
Dude, you must be like Aqualung or something. Put down the bubbler. Put down the
I'm going to
bubbler.
take even another breath, kids.
So it's still purple. You did the same breath and it's still purple.
And again, I want to demonstrate just the color difference that we're looking for. We want the blue, purple. We don't want the green, yellow, orange.
So check it out, kids. Look at the difference. I blew 2 full breaths of air into this one, and I blew 1 breath of air into this one. This one was purple, just like this one, and now look at the color of it.
That's a big difference.
Now I want to show you one more thing, because we're going to bring, after we've blown this water or this air into this, I want to show you guys something else. Watch this. I'm going to take the ORP meter, and because you remember this Essentia, before I blew all that air into it, remember it was like in a positive 300?
Yeah.
What is it now?
Positive 550, 60, it's climbing. It's worse. It's more oxidizing.
Yeah, because I just blew all those carbon dioxide and oxygen, free radicals into that water, and it doesn't have anything in there to neutralize them. And so, you know, this just goes to show how this all works, kids, because I'm putting this ORP meter into this, and this is into the Kong's water, and look at what that did. Look at what happened to our ORP on that Kong's water from me blowing all that air in there. Remember, this was up there in like the negative 800s. And now where is it?
It's climbing.
But it's just barely above 0.
Yeah, it's in the negatives, but it's not. It's in between. It's like negative. It got up to negative 70 there. Now it's negative.
Yeah, and the thing is it's just barely. You can see how blowing all that air in there, not only did it take the power, it took the hydrogen and the electricity out of the water. That's why you're seeing just barely over negative there. When before I started blowing that in, before I blew in those 2 big breaths of air, this stuff was registering close to negative 800. Yeah. And now, because I blew all that air in there, it's a negative, just barely above negative. And if I keep blowing air into Kong's water, guess what? It's going to do the same thing. It's going to keep climbing, and it'll be into the positive just as well. And the point of showing this to people is that what we're doing, and even Kong's water, it's susceptible to the same situation as other water is, but look how high the positive is on this stuff, on this Essentia. Here's Essentia that I blew that water into. Look how high the positive is on it. And we're talking about the same exact time frame here. If I take and blow water into this one and blow air into this one and blow air into that one, they're gonna be even higher. But the point of the matter is that we're all breathing. We're all, we, like Sam says, we got to have air. We can go a matter of minutes without air. We can go a matter of a week or so without water and, food, whatever. We could go a while without that, right? But the point of this and this little demonstration is to show people how this stuff that appears to be alkaline, all you got to do is blow a breath of air into it, and you find out that it's not as alkaline as you thought, is it? And it also demonstrates another thing, and that is that the color of the alkalinity that you get when you put pH, when you bring pH into the equation, the pH is not the important part about water. The electricity is. The hydrogen, that's the important part. And that's the part that ORP brings into the house and shows us. The ORP meter does not lie. And then there's one last thing I want to mention to everybody about these products, like this Qure. I want to read the ingredients. This says right here, ingredients: reverse osmosis water, calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, and potassium bicarbonate. For taste and hydration. Well, guess what, kids? These things right here, this calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, and potassium bicarbonate, guess what? Guess what? Your body cannot use those minerals. Your body can't use it. And so guess what it does? Is it stimulates, it causes your body to go to your bones or wherever else it needs to go, and it literally steals the exact equivalent of whatever this is. However much is in here that you're drinking, your body is going to go to your bones, or it's going to go to your organs. It's going to go to wherever it needs to go to get that magnesium chloride, that calcium chloride, and that potassium bicarbonate. It's going to go steal that from your body. And the term for this, the scientific term, if you guys all want to go do your digging and do your researching, it's called catabolization. And what that means is that your body eating itself. And so go ahead, knock yourselves out. Drink all the Qure you want. And when you're walking down the street, when you get a little bit older, you're walking down the street and your bone breaks and you fall down and your bone breaks because you've got osteoporosis. And the truth is, most of the people, this is the thing that happens, you guys, is people are old when they get older. And, grandma, you hear this all the time. Grandma fell down and broke her hip. Well, the truth of the matter is, you guys, is that grandma's hip broke just from her walking on it because it has been catabolized throughout her life by eating garbage like this, and her bone literally couldn't handle the pressure of her walking, and so it broke, and then she fell, and what happened is the fall got the cause of the break. And
Julio, you got to go?
No, let him.
The truth of the matter is, you guys, is that your body is literally eating itself. And before I turn this over to Shawn to see his side of the Cons Lab experiment that's going on today, I just want to point out something, and that is that your body, and we had a really special guest on the show earlier in the week, and I recommend that people go back to Monday and they watch the special edition, the show of Qure Devard. She had an amazing demonstration on that, and that demonstration was her holding up her hand. She put up her hand like this, and this finger right here is shorter, and this finger right here is shorter too. These two fingers right here, the pointer finger and the bird finger, those two fingers on Qure Devard, they are shorter by a good degree. And I have seen pictures of her fingers, and I always thought that she must have had those fingers cut off. There must have been some sort of an some sort of a whatever. And so the surgeons, the doctors, they went in there and they cut those fingers off. Well, I happened to learn in our show on Monday, the Qure Devard, her fingers have never been cut off. What that is, you guys, and pay close attention to this, everybody listening in and who's going to see this, what you saw right there with Qure Devard's fingers was catabolization. Her body literally ate those fingers. That's why they were shorter. That's why this one's like this long and that one's like that long. Her body ate them because she was so acidic. She was getting so much of this kind of garbage into her body throughout her life. She was getting this kind of garbage. She was getting this kind of garbage. And her body was literally eating it.
JJ, I think Julio has something. I think he wants to say something.
Freaking people out here. No, just kidding. Julio, go.
I want to say now, guys. JJ didn't plan this. Nobody planned for me. Me and JJ had a conversation about bagged water before this. Okay, JJ didn't plan this. JJ, you've seen the picture of my grandmother 2 months ago that I posted, right? That hey, my grandma was in the hospital. I've been giving her Kangen water. Sorry, I'm having notifications go off. Anyways, can I tell you that exact same thing on what you're saying is exactly what happened to my grandmother. She had been telling me before she broke her ankle. She was in the shower, just came out the shower, and her ankle snapped for no reason. She didn't slip. She didn't randomly fall. There was nothing on the floor. She didn't trip over anything. She told me her testimony, her words, okay, coming out of my mouth right now, telling you guys in reference to her, of course. She goes, look, she goes, I felt for months and months as if my leg and my ankle, something about it was just getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And she said she got out the shower this particular day, and boom, her freaking ankle broke, more or less. Her foot broke, like the connecting part of the bone, it broke. So they had to do this intensive surgery. And even after the surgery, the doctor's report was, hey, you may never walk again. She's already walking. So glory to God. But I'm just, and glory to Kangen water too. Thank God for creating Mr. Oshira to make the machine, you know what I'm saying? And whatnot. But she was saying, like, she didn't know exactly what it was. She just felt as her body was getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So then after the doctors do this surgery and they put the little bolt through her foot and whatever, and they tell her, hey, she's never going to walk again. And I go, that's not the report we're receiving, but she was basically, the doctor said, hey, sorry, another notification. The doctor was saying that her bone marrow was so deteriorated and so thin that it didn't look like the average person. It didn't, the marrow was the marrow was so deteriorated that the doctor wasn't sure that it would heal properly, or like I said, or she would ever walk again. Can I tell you, my grandmother just turned 82 the other day, and she's already walking. And I accredit that to healing. I accredit part of that to how our body operates, and of course, to Kangen water.
No, dig it. Listen, and I want to clarify this. Hey, AJ, take your Ritalin for a minute, man. Let me have the mic, because this is clarification time. Now, he's talking about sodium bicarbonate and potassium chloride and all these things. You guys, those are not what naturally occur in water. What occurs in the natural Earth's water systems of the highest quality, studied around the world, in glaciers and deep springs, it's potassium, it's calcium, it's the actual mineral itself, it's magnesium. It's not magnesium sulfate. It's not all these things. So they patronizingly put these inorganic minerals back in, like JJ said, your body can't use, and it just forces your body to start deteriorating. And you said the word steel. Every once in a while, I like to use some extensive vocabulary that I have developed over the years. And I used to bust out the word extrapolate. It extrapolates the calcium from your bones to get into your blood to keep it jiggy with it. So without being properly mineralized, without being properly hydrated, if A starts to go haywire, well, B's got to work harder to make up for it. And then B starts getting limp and vulnerable. Then C starts working. You guys, our aging process, we just spend ourselves, our body is freaking out trying to recover from all of our unconscientious decisions. It's time to wake up, man. It's the 21st century. It's the age of evolution of the mind, evolution of understanding who we are as conscious beings that can make critically thought out decisions. And now listen, when we're talking about these glacier deep spring sources, you get with Kangen water, you get 5 to 10 times the amount of potassium that you'd get in any supplement. With calcium, you get 6 to 7 times the amount of calcium. Magnesium and all that. Look at all the people depressed out there. Their magnesium deficiencies are being studied in those people. They're lacking. We're all lacking in the proper mineralization, and none of these patronizing, phony, fraudulent bottled waters are doing anywhere near what they're claiming. We're showing you that right now, and I think JJ's about ready. He's got his cardboard out. You got some like electric boogaloo. I thought you was about to start breakdancing on a crew right now, man, and I was about to say, hold up. No, so just understand, that's what we're talking about. It's oxidation, or it's antioxidation, or it's oxidation. We're either anti-aging or we're aging. And all these things that we do, the simplest thing we can do to reverse our aging is to drink the highest quality water on the planet for the rest of our lives. It's that simple. Then everything else, that's the rock on which everything's built. Then all the sticks coming up are exercise, diet, sleep, rest. But if we're not properly hydrated, we struggle with our diet. We can't metabolize nothing. How many people you know drink diet pop, for God's sakes, are skinny? None. They don't get skinnier, they get heavier. Why? This type of stuff is so acidic that it starts to extrapolate your bones. It's put your body into fat production mode because it's so dehydrated. Your body starts to produce fat as a protection mechanism, and all we're doing is sabotaging our body. So, we've got to understand what we're putting in, and all these frauds are about to get exposed. JJ, let me just run through these real quick because, it's an hour, it's a Saturday. I can handle some detail out here domestically. So let me show you this right here. I want to just follow through with what JJ's talking about. So here's mine. That's my negative. That's my 11.5 that's been sitting here for about an hour.
Negative 640.
Yeah, and negative 640. Now here's my 2.5, positive 700. Okay? And so now I'm going to go to Qure. I'm going to go to this Qure bottle right here. Look at that. This has everything. I mean, you want to talk about being a little braggadocious? Purified water infused with ionic alkaline minerals.
Yeah, that's the Qure water, more like the disease, Qure. It's more like the disease there. It's a positive, it's positive 300 something.
Right, it's atrocious. So I'm going to go to pure and pristine water. What's that? You guys, these are all like $3+, $4+ a bottle. The Qure bottle, the 32-ounce Qure bottle, was $5.99. I only bought it, obviously, to expose its lying self. Okay? So these guys are on the hot seat in the interview room, and they're getting grilled. These guys are getting grilled. If you guys are paying attention to anything, pay attention to all these waters you're spending money on and how much they're lying to you. This is the Grizz water, the reverse osmosis water, +3. I mean, that's insane. That's just drying us out from the inside out. Here's Penta, ultra purified. You know, it's like the word cure. You guys, cure's a made-up word. The man made up Qure just like he made up racism. You know what I mean? There's one race
Amen.
There's one race of people, and it's a human race. We all just have to be wrapping in beautifully different colored packages, and there ain't no more to it than that. It's like the word cure, man. The machine made that up so he could get all the sheep to believe he's going to find a way to ultimately wipe their ass for him. It ain't cool, man, and we're buying it. We're drinking the Kool-Aid like we're in Jonestown.
Yep.
Guyana. No, look. Here's Vio. Look at that. +600 knocking. I mean, you guys, we are just aging ourselves by drinking water, paying over 2,000 times what we should pay for water. Now, here's my 9.5 I poured just about a half hour ago. Can you see that?
Yeah. -500.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, that's insane. You'd have to eat 5 pounds of blueberries, you guys. 5 pounds of blueberries. And aside from the fact that the next 2-3 days you're crapping purple, you have to drink 16 ounces of Kangen water to equate to 1 5-pound dose of blueberries. You know, so think about it. I know vegans that are getting sick. Why? They might be eating the right stuff, but they ain't using the right facilitator and having the right water to get it to their body and maximize nutrition. So, you know, that's the best way I can describe that. I mean, these are all +3s. I get back here and I do this. So I'm going to shut this down, and I'm just going to show you the pHs. I'm just going to put these in here. I ain't going to get into all the breathing. I think all that breathing, man. I think JJ, he had to lay down and grab an oxygen tank for a minute because he kicked out all that CO2. I bet you just walk around your plants, breathing on your plants, don't you? And just watching them reach out for that CO2. Look at that. Penta, it's insane. And then we get the Kangen water. So, yeah, it might appear to be blue on the pH level, but at the end of the day, we already saw it's a +4 or 500 ORP. This might appear to be turquoise, greenish blue. We already saw it's about a +4. RO water with its trace and fake minerals put back in. That's what it does. That's where the pH can be manipulated. Sodium bicarbonate, guys, it's baking soda. Anybody tells you they can alkalize their body with baking soda, yeah, call them on it. It's very easy. Go to Google Scholar. There's so much information out there, guys. Are we going to believe that our next door neighbor's uncle, who says no to everything and he's broke and he's miserable and he's just that guy, we're going to believe him because he says something we want to believe? It's easier to accept a lie. Sometimes it's tough to accept the truth, but it don't have to hurt. Look at this. Penta water. It's supposed to be a pH water. Ultra purified. Man, that looks like pee.
Yeah.
Look at that. Sickness. That's close to the orange range. You know, that's insane. Let's see here. Look at that. That's gross. And we're buying it, guys. We're buying it. And then here's Val. You know, it's blue, but we already saw it was a +5, 600. And then, you know, we got this just royal purple antioxidation elixir for the ages. Now, I want to really show you something cool. Watch this if you can see my waters. I'm going to take some 2.5. It just turns it immediately with like a couple tablespoons of 2.5. Couple tablespoons of 2.5. I'm going to go to the Pure and Pristine. Turns it yellow.
Wow.
You know, I'm going to go to the Grizz. turns it green. Yeah, hey, what do? Let me get a little more of the 2.5 here. Look at Penta. I don't even have to do anything to it. Look, that's just 2.5 water going in there. You know, it's insane. It's absolutely insane what we're doing. Now, this is kind of cool as well. So then I just turn them all back purple with this little splash of Kangen.
Yeah.
See what I'm talking about? That's just oxygen going to work. Whoa, that's kind of weird. Turned it kind of pinky. So yeah, man, that's what we do in the Cogs Lab. We try and just straight up Dave Chappelle slap you.
Woo, that was awesome.
But we try and do it with love. Look, we're passionate about this, you guys, because of what it is doing for people. If you think Julio needs anything more simple yet profound than a grandma's testimony to that, you know, that's it. Everybody, we all have our stories. Any of us that got this technology, we were all skeptics. We were all water's just water. And I thought that until the cat showing me said, okay, go scoop a cup out of the toilet and tell me water's water. And I said, well, wait a sec. That kind of depends on where it comes from. Oh, God, did I walk into that too? Because at the end of the day, our tap water and our toilet water are the same water. Coming out of different sources. They're the same water. Excuse me. So, look, we're bringing the Cogs Lab to you today. We're trying to raise your conscientiousness to how simple it is to take absolute control of your own health. If your body is water, then why not put the best in it? One last little nugget. For those of us that wonder why disease and illness and sickness and all that stuff, just listen to this. We're born 93% water. Our pH is 7.2 to 7.4. Okay? By the time we die of old age or disease, we are under 50% water, and our pH is under 5. Okay, so what I want you to understand is this. Every pH point is 10 times to the next one. So 5 to 6 is 10 times, 5 to 7 is 100 times, 5 to 8 is 1,000 times. If you're born 7.3 and you die under 5, we've lost almost 500 times the hydrogen we had in our body. And if we're born 93% water and we're dying under 50% water, we're spending a lifetime losing more than half of our water, and we're dying of dehydration. Slow, methodical, and as long as we keep buying this crap, as long as we keep just doing what all the marketing wants us to do, buying that prescription drug that has 10 seconds of its benefits and the next 50 seconds are the disclaimers of the blood in your stool you're going to expect, of the absolute arthritic stuff, allergies, and if you might need to take a reactionary pill to that because you're going to, it's a joke. Folks, we're just trying to help you wake up. And Cogs Lab ain't nothing but passion, nothing but purpose, and the mission we are trying to bring to the table is just an awakening of the masses. Awakening of those out there looking to awaken from their slumber of obliviousness, floating through life, getting up, punching in, punching out, going home, beer 30, Wheel of Fortune, Days of Our Lives, Survivor. God, you guys, what are we doing? Next time somebody asks me if I watched Game of Thrones, I might strangle somebody. I just don't have time for it. It's not serving me anything. I'm trying to serve the people in my world, the people in my sphere of influence, as are these 4 fine gentlemen. We could be doing a lot of other things out there. But man, we've all been called to do what we're doing. So we come to you with purpose, passion, love in our hearts, and we absolutely want to awaken you folks. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Back to you, JJ.
Woo! That's awesome, Shawn.
I love it. I love it. That's why my brother Wetz is one of my Kong brothers. He's my partner in crime. And the truth is we, what we're doing is literally a crime against the people who really don't want to see this stuff out there. And that's something we talked about last Saturday, Tim. And the truth of the matter is we're rolling with the truth, and we're doing it from our hearts. We're doing it from our souls. We're doing it because we want to help people. And the truth of the matter is we're not out trying to sell anything to anybody. We're here to save people's lives.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. We've seen it happen over and over and over again. And we just know what we're doing, and we're trying to help everybody else know what we're doing and give them some education so they can understand. They don't, these demonstrations, these are not our opinions. That ORP meter doesn't have anything to do with what my opinion is. It just reads what it reads. And my opinion doesn't change those numbers one single bit. And it doesn't change what pH has to say either. And so, yeah, we're the Kong family.
Now, JJ, I got an appointment right now, so I got to get going. But before I go, should we do the Kong's water? Get it, drink it, live it?
Absolutely.
Chant.
Kong's water!
Kong's water!
Get it!
Get it! Drink it! Live it! Woo!
Don't forget, you guys, we are the Kong family. We are here to change the world. And how are we doing that again, everybody? How are we?
One glass of 9.5 at a time.
5 at a time, baby.
Amen. And one lightning bolt in a box, and one incredible individual at a time. We are changing the world. You guys stand by and watch, or jump on the train and help us change it. Because it's happened with or without you.
No, hey, right on. Stay in the bleachers or come out on the floor. We'll throw the rock to you, man. And nothing feels as good as a splash and net when you take a shot you never took before in your life. I'm telling you, we will hand deliver that type success just by awakening you to what this jersey means. Get a jersey. We got one with your name on it. Got a boogie. Wetzel's out. Julio, stay right. Love you, man. Later, JJ. Giddy up, guys.
Love you guys. Have a great day. Don't forget your hugs.
Show your reason. Yeah.
The greatest thing you can do in your life is to get back up when you get knocked down. Champions never quit.